Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a Q&A. I've been getting a lot of questions and stuff here lately, and I figured it would just be better to do a video about some of the questions I have been getting asked. Sorry I haven't been around for a while and I haven't done a tutorial in a while. I put up a couple speed arts and stuff like that, but there was a death in my family, and it hit everybody pretty hard. So that's the reason why I haven't been around for a while. But everything is starting to sort of kind of go back to normal. And so I'm here to answer some questions and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let me see here. One of the questions I get asked a lot is if I could do this image right here. And the answer to that is yes and no. I could do something along the lines of this, but the thing is that I did this image inside of Photoshop. And of course, most of the things that we do in Photoshop, we could do inside of Gimp. I've been working on it and messing with it and stuff like that to try to get it to work inside of Gimp, and I'm kind of having a hard time with it because if you guys don't know that, let me get back over here to the browser, that this is let's see, where is it at? This is a tutorial done by, let's see if I can find it. That is done by Pedro Juarez. And you guys are more free, feel free to go and watch this. I know most of you guys probably don't use Photoshop, but this will give you a brief idea on how to do this. He does got linked to his website to get the images, but I've checked, matter of fact, I've checked today and I could not find them. There's a guy somewhere down here, yeah, right here. He's got the link to the downloads if you want to download them images. I'm not going to do that because I would be violating YouTube's things and stuff like that. So if you want to find them, just look in the comments and you could find them. But it's a really good tutorial and it's really short over here. And I did this tutorial. He put this out in 2013 and I was following him quite a bit. And I think, matter of fact, I did the tutorial a couple of days after he had posted it. And it is a really awesome and cool effect. It's very, very hard to recreate here in Photoshop. As you know, we do got the layer effects that we come in here, but a lot of the settings are different in these from Photoshop. And then also in Photoshop, you have, let me just create a new image here, and I just fill that with yellow, and I'll grab my text tool and I'll press X to go to a gray, and we'll just type in, this is some text, and just go up here and let's raise this up just a little bit and kind of move it into place there. And anyways, Photoshop has got this fill right here, and it's kind of like the opacity, but it's a little bit different, and it works a little bit different. And in that tutorial, we need to use the fill a few times and stuff like that. And there's just a few other things that is very hard to recreate inside of Gimp. I'm still working on it. Here's the start of it. I was working on it just a little bit earlier. Now I've been trying to recreate it, and as soon as I figure out the steps to do that, I will put that up. But I know I have got, I don't know, numerous of questions about that image, and I will, like I said, as soon as I figure it out inside of Gimp, I will post it. Alrighty, let's see, what's the next question? I've got this question quite a few times. I just got some text up here, and I'll press X to switch the colors over here, and I'll just go ahead and delete this, and then I'll press T to bring up the text tool again, and I'll just type out text real quick, and then I'll come over here and grab the move tool and just kind of put it in the center there. There's a tutorial that I did. Man, why do I keep on bringing that up? There's a tutorial that I did. Let me close this out. Here, the how to make shattered text in Gimp 2.8.10 tutorial I did. It's still saved from the spot that I was looking at it, because the guy that asked the question, I didn't remember doing this part. But the question that he asked was he couldn't find this. When you go down here and click on the text, make sure you're clicked on the text and you right click, and there's discard text information here. And I told him in that tutorial that you could do that. I'm just going to Control Z that. Also, you could just go ahead and come over here and let's see, go to layer to image size, and it does the same thing. But it just makes this layer. Now be careful with that, because it'll make the layer this full size. But most time, if you can't find this discard text information, I think it is, let's see here, it would be under, right here, under layer, and then it'd be right here to discard text information. That's another, I got quite a few questions on that too, so that's the reason why I'm bringing that up, and you should be able to find it. And the other question that I got asked a lot is about the layer via cut and layer via copy. What you need to do here is, if you have text full like this, that's fine. But a lot of the times what I do, or what I like to do with that, is I'll just come over here and I'll press T on my keyboard to bring up my text tool. And I'll just press T, let's just say T, and I'll do one letter at a time. And then we could just go ahead and press T again, and then press E, then grab our move tool, move it into place, and then press T, X, and so on and so forth. And I'll just do them couple, and then that way they're just separated like that and stuff, and then you can get them all lined up. Then I'll take the lasso tool and I'll come back over here and click on the T, and I'll just come and run through here. And for some reason, I don't know what this is. I used to be able to maneuver this lasso tool quite a bit and get it fine. Now, if I do it like that, it'll do it. But, oops. Control Shift A. Let me close this off real quick, if I can find it. Control Shift A to deselect. But anyways, I've been having a problem with my Wacom tablet inside of Gimp also, and it kind of sucky. But anyways, what you want to do is you just want to make a selection, however you want to do the selection, with your lasso tool or with the path tool. It's totally up to you. And then you have that selection made out of the text, and then you'll just want to go up to layer, and then go, you could either copy that, and what it'll do is it'll copy everything inside that selection, or you can do layer via cut. And I clicked layer via cut, and now if I turn this off, you'll see that it made a cut out of that selection that we made. Let me turn the rest of this off. And then, so I'll turn that off, and you can see that there's still some issues with this right here, but that's easy to get rid of. You just go ahead and click on that layer, and then just grab your eraser tool, or if you want to mask it out, you can go ahead and do that also. And so we could go ahead and do that multiple times, and just make sure that you're clicked on the original letter, and just go up to layer, and then go to layer via cut, and it will make a cut. So now you see that we have cuts out of that. So that's pretty cool. So if we, let me Control Z all that if it'll let me. All right, Control Shift A to deselect that. Now we'll just make a selection out of this here, and we'll just go up and layer, and then layer via copy, you'll see that it didn't do nothing to the original text, as you can see. So we'll turn that off, and then you see that it just made a copy of that selection. So those are pretty cool, and that's how you use those. Let's see here. What was the other question? The other question was, how do I make transparency in images? Now in GIMP, it's I'm not trying to talk down on it, but they haven't really got a good method for this inside of GIMP, and that's the truth. And so let me find my. Let's see here. You could come in here and we could do the magic wand, and we could try to pick stuff out like that. And if you click and then drag a little bit, it'll kind of redefine the selection. You could come over here and you could turn up the threshold and then click again and maybe turn it up a little bit more. And you could kind of try to, on simple images, you could do it that way. Control-Shift-A to deselect that. But that's not the way that I normally do this. Normally, I use the path tool, and I just get right up in here, and I will just, and I've done this in quite a few of my other tutorials, and I'll just go around the person, and I will go all the way around that person. And hair is a different story. I'll probably do a separate tutorial on how to mask out hair inside of GIMP. There's no real kind of proper way to do this. It's masking out hair is probably one of the most hardest things to do inside of GIMP, in my opinion, because it is super hard to get it right. And no, I don't want to go into Photoshop. I was going to just show you guys an example, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to turn this into a GIMP versus Photoshop type deal. This GIMP is awesome, and I really like GIMP, and I use it a lot, and it's helped me out a lot. But just some things that ain't perfect. So anyways, I will probably put this on a time lapse, and I will be back with you as soon as I am done. Alright guys, I am back, and I decided not to go ahead and do this whole image because I don't want to make this tutorial any longer than what it has to be. But what I did there, and if you don't know much about the path tool, when you go to connect the paths, just go ahead and hold down Control and click on your starting point, and it will lock it in there. And so I just did part of this, and this is a really crappy job of doing this, but I just wanted to do this as an example because I get asked this a lot. Select, then click on front path, and there it is. And then all you got to do is make sure that your image, right click on it, add an alpha channel, make sure there's an alpha channel, and then you just hit delete, press Control-Shift-A to deselect, and come back over here and move back onto your move tool. And you'll see that we cut out that part, and it's a really bad job, so sorry about that. But that is how I go through and I take my stuff out of the images and the background off of the images. And it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty simple to do. It's very tedious, and that's the reason why I don't, if I can find an image that I'm going to use for something, I always try to find one that's already got the alpha with the background removed because it just makes things so much easier. So what I did was I just went back around that, and so we'll just go up to select, and then you could go from path, or you could go to your path tab and then right click on that path and then go path to selection. It's totally up to you. It'll work either way, and then you just hit delete on your keyboard, Control-Shift-A to deselect, and then hit your move tool to get rid of that path. and you can just go around that way in removing the background in your images. And you could also, we come in here and we press cancel. I don't remember the shortcut for the path tool, but anyways, you just come in here and you come around here and just make a selection just like that. And you could come up here and go to your select and then go from path and then go to where is it at? Select and then go to feather, and then we could feather it, say, by 2 pixels. Press OK, and that will feather that selection, and just hit delete. Press Control-Shift-A and grab our move tool, and you'll see that that selection now is feathered a little bit. So if you want to do some feathering on your selections, that's how you would do that. Let's see here. What was the other questions? Oh, okay. And now we're going to go back over here to the browser. I get asked a lot where I get my images from. And I go to Pixabay a lot because Pixabay has got a lot of really, really nice images. And most of them are free to use. Well, they're all free to use, but most of them will let you use them for commercial work and stuff too. You just, I don't know, let's find a good image here of something that we might use in a manipulation. I don't know, a glass bottle. And you'll see that they got very high resolution, and you'll see that the license is CC0 public domain. It says free for commercial use, no attribution needed. And you just download it, and it's cool. So if we downloaded this, you could pay for them a coffee if you like, send them a message, follow them. So this is a really, really great resource for some stuff. I don't find everything in here, but of course I go over to DeviantArt, and that is where I find a lot of my images and stuff. So you just type in stock images or whatever you're looking for, and a lot of things will come up like this. I seen this image the other day, and I thought about using this for a vampire tutorial. So those are basically the 2 places that I go. The other place that I go is to CG Textures, and it's cgtextures.com. And you come in here and they got a lot of cool textures and stuff. Most of these are based for 3D stuff, but you can come in here and, I mean, you can use images for anything. But these are the main places that I find my textures and stock images and stuff at. So CG Textures, Pixabay, and DeviantArt. My DeviantArt is, I'm not going to share that one because I got a couple of different ones. But if people are interested in my DeviantArt, just put a comment in there and I'll give you my name. Let's see here. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the textures. And so this is my website. So if you go to the artwork, you'll see that I got some animations and stuff like that. I've been asked a lot about this stuff too. And all these images that I put on here, these aren't really production ready images. A lot of these images are just images that I've made for friends or for people that's asked me. So you could come here and check out stuff. And if you do see stuff that you like, just ask me, and if I haven't made it in Photoshop and I can make it inside of Gimp, I will do that. Let's see, like most of these manipulations were made in Gimp, so it'd be pretty easy to show tutorials on this stuff. And then I'm also starting to put some of my just mess around 3D art on here. This is a snow scene that I made a little while back. Let's see. Let's go. Here's a night scene that I made. Some barley. This one is a wine glass from a speed art. I still need to add some more images here. This is a dojo that I did. Oops. Let's see. I still need to, I'm in the process of updating my site and putting more images and stuff on there. So you can come and check out this stuff. And if there's stuff that you're interested in, since I'm doing Blender and Gimp and pretty much any other software, you can come, oops, sorry about that. You can come check out my website at gimptoot.wix.com/gimptoots. And let's see, there was another, oh, okay. Now I've been getting asked, let me mute this. This guy is Flu Designs, digital artist. He's got some really, really nice stuff, so you should check him out. I don't know who he is. I was asking one of these comments if I would do a tutorial on how to make stuff like he does, and by this guy, Grand Champ, and I will. And here's just a little overview of what the guy created. Now, this stuff was created inside of Photoshop, but I have done other wallpaper tutorials and stuff like that. The reason why I don't do a bunch of them or whatever is because I do check my YouTube analytics and stuff and all that, and I try to see what people are interested in and stuff like that, and I go based off of that, and then I go based off of comments. And so that's the reason why if you see me stop, like I stopped doing banner animations and stuff like that, is because there wasn't very much interest in that stuff. So I want to do stuff that people are interested in, because, you know, if not, then, you know, what's the point of doing this? So I covered this, I covered the text, and then I covered this right here, and there was, let me go back here to Gmik. Now let me full screen this. A lot of people ask me about Gmik. Gmik is pretty cool, and it's got a the best explanation form on their website. Their website is gmik.eu/index.html. So if you want to download Gmik, you just come up to their website and then you go to download and Gmik plugin for Gimp. And there it goes. I was like, where'd it go? And then you just click on the installer. It works on 32-bit and 64-bit. I'm glad they got an installer now instead of having to go through a big old hassle on putting it in for your Gmik like it used to be. But that is pretty much it on the questions right now, or the ones that I felt needed to be answered the most, because those are the ones that I get asked the most. If I didn't cover something, just please feel free to go ahead and ask me down inside the comments, and I will answer them for you if I can. And I hope that just covers up some of the things that's been asked. And like I said, I haven't been able to get back to a lot of people because like I stated, there was a death in the family and stuff like that. But I hope this did help a few other people by answering some of their questions. Please feel free to leave in the comments if you want more Blender tutorials or GIMP tutorials or just anything really. And I will be happy to do them. So I hope you liked this little Q&A we did. Please like and subscribe for tons more tutorials, and have a great day. Thank you.